Hello there, beautiful friends. I'm Blackenfist, and today, for this year, for Dragon Ball fans, we're going to be getting the Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD collection, which is essentially a re-release of two previous games that came out on the PS2, Dragon Ball Z Budokai and Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. And we're also going to be having the Dragon Ball Z Connect game, which, if you really think about it, is also another re-release of a previous game. This time it was a game from last year, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, but it's just a Connect version of that game. So both the two Dragon Ball games coming out this year are just re-releases, essentially, of previous games. And it's been apparent, especially with the release of Dragon Ball Z Connect, which quite honestly didn't impress that many people, and including myself. It just seems that the Dragon Ball games were going on a downward spiral that I think can only be fixed if the series takes a break for a moment. I mean, to me, the whole re-release of the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games in HD just signifies to me that they're pretty much milking the series. I mean, we've known that they're milking the series, but they're just putting everything, all the stops, pulling out all the stops and milking it, trying to get games from the past. I'm pretty sure next year what they're going to do is probably re-release an HD collection of the Budokai Tenkaichi series. I'm pretty sure that's coming next year, but, at this point, the Dragon Ball Z games could either go in two directions. One is you let the series take a break. It's the Dragon Ball games have been coming out. At least one Dragon Ball game has been coming out once a year, and it's run its course by this point, and it's just oversaturating. I think even the fans themselves can't handle them. And making it worse is that most of these games are very similar to each other. They're essentially the same game. It's turned into Madden. So it's just essentially the same game being released with a couple things being attached. And I know that might offend some people because, like, oh no, one game is better than the other. But essentially, it's the same stuff that's being released every year, and it can get very tiring. Just playing the same game, and that. If the companies really don't want to end the Dragon Balls, if they don't want to give them a break, if they don't want to give the Dragon Ball games a break and they still want to release Dragon Ball games, then there is an option too. I know many people were saying, don't make any new Dragon Ball games, and I do agree. I think that releasing no games for at least like 2-3 years at the very least would really help the series out. But if the company, whoever does these Dragon Ball games, they don't want to do that, which they probably don't, I think that the best way to continue making Dragon Ball games is if you completely go in a different direction. Now, the Dragon Ball games have been confined to the fighting game genre. Okay, obviously, when you think of making a Dragon Ball game, a fighting game is the one that comes to mind the quickest. It's the one that's natural, and it's the one the developers are naturally going to pick, and I'm pretty sure that the fans themselves are naturally going to say, hey, you want a Dragon Ball a video game? And like, yeah, is it a fighting game? That's the natural pick for a Dragon Ball game, a fighting game. But I think that's also what's fatigued the series, the fact that these Dragon Ball games are all fighting games. I think that if you can add some variety, diversity in these games, you could definitely extend or milk the series even more. I mean, if you're going to, milk the series for all it's worth in video games, at least do it right in a way that is at least more satisfying to the fans. And I feel like I've always had this idea, like, I love RTS games, like real-time strategies like Age of Empires or Total War, something like that. And I know it sounds wacky, but I think if you do an RTS Dragon Ball game, I think that would work. I mean, you could do it in space. You might have Frieza as one of the leaders. You could always have like your units be your Frieza soldiers. You could have Frieza be one leader, Cooler be another, King Cold, King Vegeta, the Guru be the leader of the Namekians, and all I'm saying is that that would at least give some, choices to the Dragon Ball fan. Do I really want the fighting game or do I want the RTS game? I think that would open a lot of doors. Now, I don't know how many Dragon Ball fans would be interested in an RTS game, but I think that just the concept of going into another genre just might reinvigorate the series a lot better than it is now. Another, you could always go into RPGs. Another thing I would love is if, you got a turn-based RPG. That would also be great. I know that there's been some Dragon Ball RPGs in the past, and, Dragon Ball Online, which I'm going to get back to Dragon Ball Online, but, I'm talking about a full-fledged RPG. Maybe make it Dragon Quest-like, I could easily see that your, magic points could be your key. You could have your special attacks, Kamehameha. I can already imagine how a Dragon Ball RPG would look like, and I think that would really break the action. It would really be beneficial to everyone, because not only now you give the fans the choice between either picking the fighting game, the RPG, and stuff like that. So I think that diversifying the Dragon Ball games would also extend their life without putting the series on hiatus. If you really don't, I still agree that putting the series on hiatus would be a good idea, but ultimately, if we want more Dragon Ball games in the future, which I think eventually we will, I think that diversifying the games, no matter what, I'm just throwing the RTS and RPG idea out there because that's really something I would like, but going into any other genre maybe could really help it out. Or you could really go the third route, which is release Dragon Ball Online globally, because I know that it's been a limited, South Korea has been hogging that game. If you release Dragon Ball Online and then you could not release a game for like 4 years and just focus on Dragon Ball Online, that would give you a hiatus, no Dragon Ball games, but you'd also get Dragon Ball Online for the Dragon Ball fans that really want to play something. I think that would work. But anyway, going forward, I think the Dragon Ball video games have definitely been oversaturated. They've been played out, and I think the fans are finally getting tired of it. They really want something new, and they wanted a break. I think ultimately what I would say is that put the games on hiatus. Then when you bring them back, instead of bringing back those fighting games that we all expect, why don't you surprise us with something else? Maybe start an RPG or a RTS or a puzzle. Well, maybe not a puzzle game, but hell, even an action-adventure game or hack and slash or something else. Just something out of the genre, Just don't make it like Dragon Ball Sagas, okay? Like, I know that Dragon Ball series has dabbled into something like that, but I don't think the Dragon Ball series is just confined to the fighting game genre. I think it can really branch out. And that's all I'm saying. But anyway, this has been my commentary on what the state of the Dragon Ball games. I hope they do any of this. Either put the games on hiatus or do another unique game. It doesn't really matter. But those are my thoughts. And hopefully you agree with some of it. But anyway, as always, I'm Blackenfist, and I'm out, man.